Okay, 1870, good luck. We've not played before, no head-to-head score. Opponent over 3,000 games, that's very good. I'm going to go d4, I can kind of push all of them there. I was expecting this. Okay, I'll go e4, maybe forward if he pushes. Turn into a French, do I want to do that? I'm going to push on you, just try and be sensible and castle. Knight guards the pawn, we're just trying to get castled, then we'll worry about what to do. Okay. Do I want to be crazy modern? Actually, I'm going to develop my bishop first. Okay. I want to spend a move on this at some point, but I'm thinking queen up makes sense. Just trying to move the defending bishop. So queen up, what's he doing there? Just breaking the pin for the knight. I'll go there and hit the bishop anyhow. I might actually risk a move like h4, h5 if he castles. He has. So here, knight down, takes up. I mean, it's an attack in it. I'm going to risk h4. Gives him something to think about. So I'm going to get rid of that knight to try and push forward. Now, it's probably and possibly nothing whatsoever for me, this, but it's dangerous. It's whether I can still castle or whether I'm just playing this like a silly bullet game and asking for trouble, in which case we could get the defeat we deserve then. So knight's gone back, so I assume you want to go here then. So if I take here, take, either takes, I'm getting check, right? I think I take there first and then here. It is 10 minutes this so I've got some time to think, but I assume he'll take back. Now, look at the check first. So check, takes, check, and it's nothing, there's no follow-up, so we don't sack the queen. Here, say you take knight up, I don't see anything, but here, if you capture back anyway, I've still got a check. It's got to be worth doing it. It's basically the whole point of this type of attacking line, isn't it? That you try and open the file up to get your queen in and then hopefully get castled before we get checkmated ourselves. Queen gets here, that's obviously very dangerous. So you might not actually take back here, but there is a queen check threat. I wouldn't normally play aggressive like this quite in a rapid game. I'd normally go a bit more slow and steady. But you just mix it up from time to time. If you lose, you lose. That's chess. Okay, so he's taken back. So we've got what looks like a queen check and then a pawn at least. So check here, knight check here. Is it still nothing more than a pawn? Possibly. But it looks relatively risk-free, doesn't it? So I'm going to check and try and grab the pawn. And I need to do something like this to prepare castling, because like I say, queen down here is very dangerous. Now, can I go here? Check and counter check. I think it's the same effect. I don't see what else I'm getting. Check. I assume you go here, and I don't see a follow-up. So I'm going to take the pawn. But that might be all it is. It might be literally that's it and done. So I might just play knight here to prepare castling. I could go here to cover this for a move, but I don't really see me getting forward. Now if you move that knight, there's another pawn. But I've just got to be a little bit careful, but at least I've prepared the option to castle now. Yeah, so he has moved the queen. Okay. So if I castle, you take. That's the obvious idea. Now, knight across might be a move. What about even just castling kingside now? If you take, I've got rook across and I'm crashing through. And everything's fairly sensibly defended, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to go kingside. And just say if you grab a pawn and maybe a second one, I'm going to crash through this way. So that could be a poisoned pawn. We can just build up a nice pawn chain. Might be worth sacking this one to advance the knight. We'll have to just think about it all and try not to burn all the clock doing it. Can that king get to safety? Like bishop up and run, that's what he's aiming for, but he needs to do it manually. But again, does that give me tempo? If you take either rook across and you can't move because it's checkmate. So here could be strong, but once it's gone forward, it's not coming back again. So if you take, you can put either rook here. You can't move the bishop, so you would have, say, rook up or the queen back somewhere. Knight up looks strong. You'd have a check that looks strong. So that might be a move to give my extra pawn back. So if you don't take, you can shift the bishop. Knight in though. It looks strong, doesn't it? It could be a blunder, but I'm going to do it. It could be a blunder, but I'm going to play it. I'm burning a little bit of time here now. I'm well down on the clock. But even just knight in and try and take and just gain an extra pawn. If I can't find a checkmate, then fair enough. Oh, he's gone there. So I assume I release my f rook and keep the a rook for this file. So I think I can move that fairly quickly. Now if you move the bishop, it's just checkmate. So you can't move your bishop. I don't think anyway, unless I'm missing something, which I can always do in any move in any game. So I think you need to guard your bishop. If king up, I think I can maybe take and then rook across. So I don't think you can defend it with the king. Ah, even with a queen can I sack? Takes, takes across, queen back, knight getting up, maybe just the straight knight up. Okay, so he has gone now with the rook. So now can I check? Check, maybe you can just play a rook back. Queen up though does hit the bishop. I don't think I've got anything better have I like this. Takes, takes, no, let's check. I'm looking at queen here next. Depends what my opponent does, of course. You could just go back. If you end up here, then I've maybe got to move like knight over, but obviously immediately my queen would be under attack, but I guess I just gather the rook. So I don't think you can go there, take the rook, I would assume. So he has gone back. So again, is there any sacrifice? Take, take, take. I don't think that works. So I assume I go here with a move like knight up. Yeah, if I don't, you're just going to repeat endlessly, aren't you? So go here, hit the bishop again. If the bishop moves, it's checkmate. If you guard the bishop with the queen, I can simply take it anyhow. If you guard with the rook, maybe just knight up. Oh, actually, you can't guard with the rook, I just take it. We might have stumbled into a very strong position then. Okay, so we can take there. Now that might be the best we've got as a free piece, but it's still a piece, isn't it? I just want to win the game. I don't want to win it in any particular fashion. So I'm just going to take the piece. If he trades the queen, then it's harder for black in theory to turn it round. So just double the rooks up. So we create another immediate threat. Now I just don't want to blunder something like this and allowing that, although it might not be a bad blunder, but knight across here, I guess. Yeah, check, takes, discovered, check, you move, and I don't win material back. Yeah, I'm just going to play a sensible move. I've got to watch the clock now. I'm still a minute down. So I'm going to try and play sensibly but fairly quickly. If the knight ever moves, I'll gladly trade the rooks. Okay, just push forward here. If you move anywhere, then my knight's getting in. Okay, he's come forward, so we'll take. Oh, now, again, check, takes, check, but you take back. So I assume I want to drop back now. Threatening a check and threatening rook across to come to the open file. Again, you can't move your knight because I just take the rook. Okay, so he's gone there. But now I can check and at least trade something, right? Check, you have to move, gain a rook, lose a rook, gain a pawn. So it's more material, or it should be. Depends where you go. Obviously you don't want to land on a dark square allowing another capture with a check. So gain a rook, lose a rook, gain a pawn. So it should be a pawn that we're gaining. Okay, so he's gone there. So is there anything better? Like rook across, but you're guarded, aren't you? No, I'm up material, so it makes sense to simplify. Well, see, it doesn't mean I can't blunder back. Of course I can. But now we've got an extra pawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. He's come back, so we've got the same check. And then depending on where he goes, we might be able to take here. If you go back again, we can take a pawn. And if you take, the rook hangs, right? And the knight's not doing anything there, so just bring it back. Okay, comes forward, so I think we can just take a pawn. If your knight takes, we take the rook. So we'll just grab the pawn. Actually, we're going to get the pieces off now. Well, this has got to be winning, hasn't it? We risked one of those kingside attacks and it's actually worked really, really well. Let's just solidify this so the king's not getting in and take our time, run our king up so we don't do any silly blunders. Yeah, just keep them solid. Now, do I go forward here? Actually, I can afford to push these, can't I? Let's just go very slowly and steadily. I mean, I've got the clock to think of. 3 minutes should be plenty. Actually, let's go here and maybe here. Oh, take one. I'm trying to figure things out without burning the clock. Actually, I think I'm going to go after this. So checking round. Okay, hit the pawn. Another check. I could even potentially just sack the knight here. We're up so much material. I'm just going to sack there to get rid of the pawn and then just run on both sides. You can't stop them, I don't think. You shouldn't be able to stop them, of course, anyway. Actually, get rid of the last pawn as well. Just take the pawn and it's just completely risk-free, isn't it? Now the king's outside the box here. You can't step into the box, so we can definitely queen. And that's a very, very good win, isn't it? So we'll put this one through the analyzer as well. So pause first so I don't accidentally start another game. Took a bit of a chance with one of those kingside attacks. It's what you're more playing, bullet chess or maybe blitz more than rapid chess. So you see, we've had a big advantage from most of the game here. So what have we actually played? We played a 95% accuracy with no bad blunders. Opponent 89% accuracy, a couple of blunders there, but still a high accuracy. It's just that you can find good moves even when you're in a losing position. So it's still very, very good on the accuracy figures. It's just one of them where we took an early chance and it managed to pay off for us. Obviously, if you want to, you can turn the engine on and you can go through every move of the game. You can see where the blunders are. You can just click on them and play through them. So castling indeed was a blunder there. And then knight to e7 was a blunder. So you can just take your time and really play through it. But that was a very good win for us. So excellent.